Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Magic the Gathering Duels of the Poop Scoopers. We're scooping the poop. Magic's back!
Well, just to clarify, we are not dragons.
Yeah, we're
dragons all have phlegm in their throats, apparently.
Yeah.
That's like turkey spires, if you ask me.
Guys, I have a new computer.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what happened with that? So, like, you just went away for like 2 weeks and we never talked to you.
I think
what happened?
I think it's been more like a month.
Been like a month, yeah.
I went to Arabia and learned the secrets of the League of Shadows.
Talk to Lawrence.
Yeah,
Lawrence is there.
I'm a YouTuber by day now, and I'm going to be Batman by night. So
It's actually just Batman.
yeah. And, well, I figure he's already an established figure in the world. Might as well just stick with.
Fucking forgot.
You're saying Batman's an established figure at this point.
He is, yeah. He's figured. He's established.
Oh man, they keep making new movies about him like he's just showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Are you sure he's really established?
He's pretty established, yeah. He's got an establishment. I've heard. It's called
They burn it down like every other goddamn movie.
It's called the Bat-stablishment. Did you guys hear?
Oh.
Did you guys hear about the Spider-Man news?
Yeah, they kind of gave it to Marvel, sort of.
What?
Yeah, alright. So essentially, Spider-Man is going to be in the third Avengers movie. He's going to appear in the third Avengers movie. Also, Andrew Garfield's no longer Spider-Man.
Yeah, wait, if third Avengers movie is gonna be Infinity Wars, right?
Wait, I thought the guy that drew Garfield died.
Yeah, no, he's dead. He's definitely dead.
Oh.
Definitely deadness. Everdeen.
It's like 5 people. Who
Okay,
did
that was
shit.
actually pretty good. That was a couple of crossovers in one.
I try. I really try.
When you narrow it down to the point where there's this Venn diagram of people who will get the joke, and the center has like 2 people, you've succeeded. All right,
Yeah.
that's a good crossover.
That's the whole.
When you get right down to
goal,
it,
yeah.
snakes don't have parts.
That's true. Yeah, that's a wow. That's a callback.
I can't fucking handle that.
Oh man, I missed some magic.
Yeah, magic.
We've been here for 2 minutes. We already made like 7 references. That's good.
The world sucks
RPM
without
right there.
magic, I have to say. I don't know about you guys.
Seriously.
If like, I don't know if you watch this show or you like this show, but it's honestly more for us than it is for you. I think.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, we
like,
actually hate you all. Like,
Yeah.
you could all go suck a dick. And
Yeah,
die.
basically
one.
that.
All of you the same one.
Same one.
It's a single
Somebody's gonna have a
dick.
real good day.
I mean,
I've
we can take
actually
turns, but
When my computer was
Go ahead.
down, I was on my Kindle and I was playing a lot of Hearthstone. It's pretty
more
fun.
like Barfstone.
Heyo. No, I got that Goblins and Gnomes pack. That's
Can I
interesting.
interrupt for a second?
No.
I will make like one of my most made jokes is more like blank the thing you just said, and 99 times out of 100 it won't make sense and it'll be bad. That was the 1 out of 100 that actually was kind of
Oh.
funny.
I didn't
Like-
even hear it.
It was more like Barfstone because it sucks. But seriously, I just want to point that I get like one every couple of months, so I needed that one. All right, it's
What's my thing?
I don't know.
Penises.
Rob. Oh, that's fine. Rob does something that ends with pooper scoopers, and
Yeah.
then Austin says not more like something.
Well, I've
but I
got the
don't-
Rob humor and the Rob segues.
The
so-
Rob Segway's the big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the main. At least that's the
Well,
main
not-
thrust of my magic experience.
I'm not asking you about what you
Main
thrust at. I'm
thrust.
asking about what I thrust
I
at.
thrust at a lot of things, Nick. That's what the important thing to note here is. I'm a thruster. I'm a big thruster.
All right, it's good to qualify that you're a big thruster.
I'm a really big thruster. I just thrust up a storm, man.
Big loader, big loader works all day long. So I sing this big song. That's an old like Nickelodeon commercial that
Is it?
they used to sell big loader, and only Tommy could think of it.
Tommy the White Power Ranger?
No, didn't he stab? Oh no, that was the Red Power Ranger from Dino Force.
Yeah, he killed a
Crazy
guy.
dude.
He killed a guy with a sword.
Well, the Red Power Ranger,
Allegedly.
the Red Power
Allegedly.
Ranger in the original series went to gay porn.
Did he?
Yeah.
All right, so is there like a curse of the Red Ranger?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Well, Tommy, the White Ranger, he ended up going into MMA.
Yeah, but
So-
did he like blow a guy or do drugs or something? Like what's
I mean,
the...
I'm sure he did a lot of
Sick.
drugs. Yeah.
Tommy Lee like blew a guy, didn't he? Or that? No, he got blown on a video.
Yeah, probably. By a dude?
No, it was by like Pamela Anderson, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
What about Tommy Lee Jones? Did he ever get blown on a video?
I'm sure he's been blown on many videos.
Tommy Lee Jingus, he did a lot of.
Was there any relation?
Fuck off.
Yeah, I got Tommy Lee Jingus.
Jingus.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I like him a lot.
What is Jingus? Is Jingus just like the leftover drivel coming from the Steve Brule world?
Yeah,
like,
basically.
Scraping the bottom of the Steve Brule barrel.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it is. I did add Ingus to the. I add Ingus to the ass end of every word. Or
The whole
like,
idea of a
synonym.
lingus, honestly, adding a ling to things, lingus just sounds.
That's a little
like
bit.
cunnilingus is a
bit
thing, right?
racist.
And then
Yeah.
what?
Adding a ling.
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying. I'm also drinking some bubbly, delicious soda. So.
Oh, me too. Remember when I burped?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was drinking vanilla Coke. You can this
Ooh,
is a
vanilla
Coke
Coke.
sponsored burp.
Wow.
No, Coke's pretty good. I don't know.
I have regular Coke.
It's probably my favorite
too.
of the varieties of Coke that I can drink.
Although I am
kinda cherry
drinking
Coke.
Pepsi.
Cherries are right.
Get it? Because I'm
Oh.
doing cocaine. Is what I was
Okay.
getting at. Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get
Yeah,
it.
this is the cocaine.
I don't get it.
Doing a lot of cocaine.
I don't get it.
Cocaine.
I don't get it.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I don't get it.
What is this?
I can't decide which creature to sacrifice.
Take your time.
All right, I've got like a while yet, so I'm gonna think about it.
That's
Alright,
an
that's good.
instantaneous spell. That's similar to like a hunter's trap in Hearthstone. I'm trying to bring in new viewers who are into Hearthstone, not so into
Get the
Magic.
Yu-Gi-Oh crowd then.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's his trap card. He just played a trap card.
It's my trap. You activated.
You unveiled my trap card.
I actually liked that show. I watched the first season.
First season was alright. Yeah.
Why do their hair look like they're made out of freaking glass pyramids?
Made out of starfish, actually.
One of them was like the dude from Johnny Bravo was in the show for like I don't know. He's wearing a green sweater or some shit.
Johnny Bravo skipped leg day every day.
He's a leg day skipper.
That's why he never gets the girl, dude.
I thought it was because he was like a misogynist dick.
That too,
He
but
was
also
that. Yeah, that's definitely also what he was.
I couldn't watch that show because I thought the humor was just too shitty.
Dude,
Like, it just wasn't
Johnny
good.
Bravo was great, actually.
I don't think I remember it then.
yeah, it wasn't one of my favorites.
Johnny Bravo's really good. Seth MacFarlane was the man. He was one of the writers on that show.
Really,
Yeah, before he did the old Family Guys.
Family Guy was good though for a long time.
It was the first 5
I'll watch it.
seasons were really good, and then it was all downhill from there, basically.
I really don't see that as much as everyone else does. I hear it everywhere that everyone seems to agree on that. I just don't think it's still that bad.
It's just the most formulaic thing the world's ever known.
I haven't watched it since people say it's that bad, so I don't really have an opinion. I just know that I watched the first 5 seasons and I enjoyed them a lot.
It's formulaic in that like all the other spin-offs follow the same formula, but from show to show though? Is that what you mean? From each episode it's formulaic to itself?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's all just the same joke. Like, hey, I mentioned a thing, and here's a completely nonsensical, non
Non-sequitur thing.
and there's a cutaway, and it's like, well, it's like
So-
it's like a Hideo Kojima game. You know, it's too
I
many.
really wanted you to
cutscenes.
say it's like a Hadouken.
It's like a Hadouken. It's similar to that. Well, in fairness, my simile is equally as bad, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
This is self-serving to say, but like I hear you that it's formulaic and I get what you're referring to, but I feel like I'm pretty well like I can wrap my head around a lot of tropes when it comes to storytelling, but it doesn't trip me up in that show for some reason. Maybe it's just that the non sequiturs are funny enough to me, or like I'm never in a very serious critical state of mind when I watch it, but I just kind of like mindlessly laugh along to it, and then I just had a good time by the time it's over.
Yeah, it's, you know.
It never really triggers in my mind to go like, hey, this is boring, or like, hey, I've heard that joke 100 times. I just kind of go with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then maybe they found a way to hypnotize me, and if that's the case, then go for it. I guess
Biggie, can't
Struck
you
gold.
see? Sometimes
your words
just
just
hypnotize me.
hypnotize me.
Yeah, and I just love your flashy ways. I guess it's why
That's why
you're
I'm broke.
and you're so paid.
You almost did it backwards,
I
man.
almost did it. Yeah.
Who's the Biggie fan here, really?
Oh, you've got an
Hey,
angel
see?
that slays Banes.
I've slayed Bane.
That's not good.
I'm Bane.
Is that your best Bane impression?
That's a
Yeah,
real good
it is
Bane
actually.
impression, yeah.
Fuck off.
Oh!
Please.
Good
You're
night.
actually
Bane.
joking, though.
You made fun of my
Angel of Bane.
Bane.
All right, second place player. I
Let's die.
appreciate you. All right. God damn, why the fuck did I even join? I was so happy not playing this piece of shit game.
Austin, I missed you guys.
I'm gonna go play Dota. Fuck you guys.
It's just
God.
Why you
First
have
game and we're already playing for second
Why
place.
you have
That's
to
where
beat
we're at.
me?
This only game.
There it is.
Yeah.
You're your best Bane version of that. That's like a guitar as Bane.
Yeah. Did you guys know that the winner takes all? Oh, you're just
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna give you an extra damage.
giving up the goose.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I forgot. God, that actually scared me. The whole screen flashes white. Wasn't ready for that. You lose. Would you like to spectate or leave?
You defeated.
You defeated.
Did you guys know that the winner takes all?
I feel like
it's the thrill of one more kill.
Oh, here we go.
The
we
last
go.
one to fall will never sacrifice their will.
thank meme, bro.
I think it could be a little danker, honestly.
Could be danker, but
It
doesn't
could
make
be
it not
dank.
I
dank.
think it's
Yeah.
a little crispy,
It's
actually.
it's not as dank
It's the
as it
Krispy
could be.
Kreme of memes.
It's the
Crispy memes.
It's the crispy meme of teams.
No, it's not.
You guys want to join the meme team with me?
Dude, we can make our own meme team.
I'm with it.
Let's make a meme team.
The easiest
What's the name
meme
of our
team.
meme team? Is it just the meme team?
Yeah, meme team.
All
Mine
right.
is called Long Johnson.
What?
Long
No, that's your player
Johnson.
name. We all need player
Oh.
names for the meme team.
Oh,
Nick can be
Long
Long
Johnson.
Johnson.
Oh, Don Piano.
I want to meet Don Piano. He sounds like a sophisticated guy.
He's a great fella. Everybody likes him.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. What'd you do? Yeah, you gained 5 life.
Gain the life.
You're gonna probably start
Champions.
losing some health soon, so I figured I should probably start gaining that life.
That's fair.
What do you have on your 8-5 that is gonna bother me? First strike would be
First
the
strike.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
That's a big
You could have
one.
killed that one, actually. You know, it would have been.
Yeah.
We're not gonna think about things that have already been done or happened in the past, because what that does is it dredges up some sort of non-camaraderie adversarieship,
Mhm.
and nobody's interested in that really.
Non-camaraderie
Don't
adversarial.
Think about the things that I just said, because I just finished saying that we don't consider the things that are in the past because they're now in the past, and what you're doing right now is stirring up non-camaraderie adversarieship.
In fairness, though, if you hit someone with that Baneslayer Angel, you would have gained 10 health. So you were.
I don't want to talk
clearly-
about it, Rob. That's in the past. I
you
don't
were
want to bring up any
clearly-
non-camaraderie
Yeah,
adversarieship.
Yeah, that's right. I'm doing some non-camaraderie.
I have some bad news that I wanted to talk about on this today.
Uh-oh.
and
What's that?
I think you guys are all going to be with me on this. At least I hope you are. So
Yeah,
I
my cat
found
really
out
wants
today.
to know what.
Your cat wants to know.
Yeah, he's being real loud. You can't hear
Can't
that.
hear him.
Oh,
No.
sorry. I thought you could.
Is he
Usually
purring?
can. He's meowing.
Just squeeze him and it'll do it.
Don't do
Just-
I
that.
don't know. He's right. Actually, they have like an air bladder inside. If you squeeze it just right, they'll make a little yelping meow sound.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Nick, you're
Don't
that
squeeze
comment
your
face.
cats. Don't squeeze your cats. I'm not actually telling you to do that. Jesus Christ.
Was that the
Stop
bad news?
writing. Stop writing the comment.
No, just
Stop.
here's what you do if you want to fake out your dad. Just duct tape your cat. Cats are like whoopee cushions, all right? Just duct tape your cat down onto the chair. He's gonna sit on it. He's gonna have no idea. Boom.
Here's what you do if you fake out your dad. What?
That's exactly right.
There's like rain shooting out of my eyes right now. I was not expecting a dad comment with that. At all.
I wasn't ready for that, dude.
To fake out your dad. I'm waiting for you to block.
Oh God. Anyway,
Know what to do now.
that was too much.
Man. Oh yeah. Bad news.
Go ahead. Before we got off on that tangent.
Well, the problem is, if you squeeze the cat too hard.
I fucking hate you so much.
It's a big issue.
I actually do have some bad news though.
What's that?
So Jon Stewart is leaving the Daily
Oh
Show.
yeah, yep.
And
Heard
I'm
that
real
earlier.
broken
I
about that.
really thought you were originally leading on to a joke about having bad news, but because we've stretched out that joke so long that your joke would like extra joke, so you didn't actually ever have
Yeah,
it.
that's like joke DLC that you just got.
But anyway, yeah, that's real sad. I'm
Yeah.
sad.
watched
Like
that
Comedy
show for, like,
Central's in a
years.
bad fucking place, man.
Is it because Colbert left that he's just like, I don't want to do this shit anymore?
Apparently, he had talked about it before, like in November or some
I
shit.
got the impression that he was just gonna work that show for the rest of his life.
He might want to
Yeah.
make movies or do other stuff. I mean, he's kind of just he's been the career maker for a long time.
I know. And
Yeah.
he's all that I want to watch on Comedy Central anymore. Because, like, whoever they put after The Daily Show, I haven't watched a single bit of that.
Right.
And I'm not interested in it. And what they said that the show's going to continue to run after Jon Stewart leaves, like, all right, cool, I guess. But I don't...
Rob just gave up his victory. That was weird. He was already gonna win, and then he just had to, disqualify himself.
The problem is, so, like, they had Craig Kilborn, and when he left, I said the same thing about him. Like, I wouldn't watch The Daily Show after Craig Kilborn left. And then I just kept watching it, and it was just better.
I was gonna
Like-
say, actually, like, I would really, really like it if they brought on Craig Ferguson as the host of The Daily Show. I think that would be pretty cool.
I don't really have an opinion of him. People seem to like him a lot. I just don't
He's
think I really
amazing.
watched enough of him.
He's pretty funny.
He's so good.
There's one scene that if you haven't seen, you should watch from Craig Ferguson.
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 Percocet.
Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson.
Craig Percocet. Percocet. Percocet.
Percocet.
Is that a medication? I think
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a medication.
Oh, God.
Isn't that what they
Oh,
give
my game
to-
crashed.
Game just crashed.
Your game crashed too? It's a double crash.
That was a triple crash.
I
Rob.
was so... Well, I mean, I didn't crash.
That was a triple crash.
I won that game so hard that I crashed you
You
both
just shut
out.
it down, and
Yeah.
it's just like, you fucking lost.
Yeah. Well, Magic has ways to just naturally shut that kind of stuff down, you know? So... We got that going for us.
Oh.
That's gonna be a problem if it does that every time.
Yeah, that'll be a big issue. So wait, is your recording kill, Nick?
No, I just checked the file. It's still there. It stopped where it crashed.
Hmm. Alright, well, I
But
mean,
there's like probably about a 50-50 chance of it just being dead most of the time.
Well, I got my, my recording ready for you,
It's good.
BB.
This game knows
No, it works. I can play it. I just checked the file.
Alright. Yeah, well, I guess I'll send you my, my video footage, but,
No,
yeah.
I have it.
No!
It's all there.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, we're gonna keep talking now. It's Magic.
You could just put up a picture of like a.
I could just reopen the game and sit on the title screen. It's the same thing I always do.
Yeah, you could do that. You'd miss this middle part, though.
I really feel like you should, in the middle part, just put an image that would really, tie the two parts together.
Yeah.
Successfully.
Exactly, like a big old dick.
Just a giant
No, don't do that.
penis. Massive schlong.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. You just put a big,
Huge
big old
wanker.
dong. So,
Just a
what has
humongous-
Nintendo done that we can flame today?
Wait, start again. Now say it.
Okay, what has Nintendo done that we can flame today?
Oh, they did the whole thing with the hey, look, we'll give YouTubers a
Give a man a
permission,
biscuit.
Yeah,
money.
yeah, that's real
and he'll eat for a
shitty.
day. Give a man a YouTube commission and he'll eat for 2 days.
Yeah, yeah. So Nintendo made it so that you can make Nintendo videos on YouTube now. Yay! Except they take 40% of your revenue. Boo.
Or 30% if you make your entire channel about Nintendo.
Oh, yay!
10% more.
And that's
But they also
40%
required
of the
3
cut
days.
taken from that you get, right?
Yeah.
It's 50% or so to YouTube, then whatever you have negotiated with your MCN, so that could be up to 40 more percent,
Yeah.
and then another whatever percent
30
Nintendo
on top
takes.
of that, yeah.
I feel like they've taken more than 100% at this point. Like,
No,
it's like that
each
adds up
percent-
to like 130%.
After each percent, it resets to 100
Oh,
again,
I know.
Yeah.
and then they take it from
I
that.
was make yoke, Nick. Why are you?
I didn't know if you understood or if you were just. Oh, damn it.
But
Wow.
for real though, like that's like you get nothing from
like
fucking. What are you making like 10% per video on a Nintendo video or something?
The TB thing, when TB talked about this, he said it's like if you had $100 coming to you on a video, you might end up with like 20
Yeah,
by the end.
that's great. Yeah.
So I
And
guess
also, they can approve or reject videos that get approved for them to commission.
Right.
So, like, if you make a review that potentially they don't agree with, they can just say you don't get to do this.
Yeah. Which, important to note, if YouTube had the fucking balls to stand up for fucking gaming channels, it qualifies under fucking fair use. They can't do that. They can't actually do that. If anybody actually wanted to take the legal battle to any of these companies, if someone had the balls and the money to do it, they would win, because it falls under fair use. It's transformative. So...
Also, like, the entire process of doing reviews is not a thing that we need to talk about anymore. Just, that's how they work.
Yeah,
You don't get to just say you have to pay us to make reviews of our games. That doesn't make any damn sense.
Yeah.
It's called a conflict of interest.
Yeah, and I don't... Man... And have they done this to editorial publications, or it's just YouTube?
No, just YouTube.
Yeah, well...
Because YouTubers they need the encouragement to know that Nintendo's cool with them, but just only so cool.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want them to go overboard, and they don't want to accidentally have them, like, switching Link's face out with Donkey Kong, or something wild like that. They might get the wrong idea, and the kids wouldn't know what to buy anymore.
I mean,
right?
like, I hate being on this side of the fucking stand, but Nintendo puts me there. Like, because I've always been like, alright, well, I mean, if a company wants to do something, then fine. They're probably somewhat within their rights to do it. And, I mean, Nintendo sort of is, and I always hear this complaint, like, well, they have a right to do it. It's like, the thing is, fair use says they don't. They actually don't. The problem is, they're, like, who's gonna fight them? A YouTuber who's making, like, $50K a year against a fucking multi-billion-dollar company?
Can we back up a couple here?
Yeah.
They do have a right to do it, but we also have a right to be pissed off, but they don't have a right to do it over reviews.
Yeah, well, no.
If you're going to talk Let's Plays, that's different from reviews.
No. See, Let's Plays falls under fair use as well, because that's transformative. The reviews
it's still a gray area. We're not 100% sure. Reviews definitely don't.
Reviews fall under fair use in that they're educational. But Let's Plays are transformative, right? I mean, just by the very nature of what a Let's Play is. I mean, even if you're not making commentary, it's transformative, because the way that you fundamentally interact with the product is completely different. You play a game, like I had an argument with someone on Reddit about this like a year ago, where someone made a thing where made an analogy, and they said like someone making a cover of a song and not paying the initial artist. The thing is, well, I mean, that also falls under fair use because it's transformative, but, you know, either way. The thing is, you interact with the media differently, right? You play a game, and you watch a Let's Play. The interaction is completely different. I mean, a lot of people just watch Let's Plays of games that they play. And another common levied criticism of Let's Plays is like, oh, well, you know, it's roughly akin to piracy because some people could, you know, watch a Let's Play in lieu of playing a game.
That's why they got rid of the Smash Brothers story mode.
Exactly. And while that is true, yeah, some people might watch a Let's Play in lieu of playing the game. But the thing is, are those people going to be the ones, would they, if the Let's Play didn't exist, would they have bought the game in the first place? I don't think so. I don't think the people who would be comfortable just watching a Let's Play instead of playing the game and buying the game and playing it themselves, I don't think those people would have bought the game in the first place if the Let's Play didn't exist.
Right, that's that whole thing about lost sales, about whether they count as additive or subtractive, or if they just don't exist in the first place.
Right.
But I wasn't even really getting into that debate at all. I was just saying that we want to talk about this with the correct terminology, in that we know for a fact reviews, there's no basis for any kind of back and forth about whether or not they're legal. Reviews are just a thing, right? There's no debate there at all.
Yeah.
Let's Plays are not ruled on in any way, even though we all have our opinions, and me and Rob and likely Austin seem to be in agreement. We also have kind of a stake in that. But it's not like there's like a court case they can point to and say, well, Let's Plays fall under X and Y. It's just all of us speculating in different directions. So I just wanted to be clear and say, like, Nintendo may have a right to do what they're doing when it comes to Let's Plays. But reviews, there's no question.
Yeah.
And they're all grouping them together as the same thing, which is a problem, too, because I don't trust Nintendo to be the arbiter of any kind of reality at all. they can't tell the difference between those two things, and especially when they don't have any oversight about what's going on. They can decide without anyone telling them they're wrong, and there's no recourse for people who get ruled in the wrong direction.
Yeah, and meanwhile, like, YouTube's just sitting on their hands, like, oh yeah, go fuck with our fucking content creators, whatever, we don't care. Like,
we still get 50% either way, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. So, like,
or whatever it is.
YouTube is like the pinnacle of I don't care. Like,
yeah.
they just don't care.
They give zero shits.
They have no interaction with anyone.
What does YouTube do? That's my question.
No.
Like, do they do
farms.
anything? Yeah, like they just uphold the servers, right? The only things that I've ever seen YouTube do are negative things. Like, at least for the past like 3 or 4 years of YouTube. And you know what? This isn't just like us, content creator community, that have like an obviously biased stake in this. This is I see this on Reddit too. Like when I see on Reddit people are talking about how YouTube is shitty and how it's gone to shit. Like, this is a pretty common opinion. And it's just, I mean, YouTube, they still are not competing in the streaming market. They just said, like, fuck off to that. They say fuck off to all gaming content as well. They've never supported gaming content. They don't have any kind of like a gaming like a real gaming section, a way to find gaming videos. Even though the most popular fucking YouTube section. Yeah, exactly. The most popular fucking guy on YouTube is a goddamn gaming channel. They don't give a shit.
On the Xbox app, they do actually have a section that's called the PewDiePie section, and when you open it, it is all his videos. I'm not joking. I took a picture of it and I tweeted it one time. It may not be that way anymore, but when I took the picture, it was that way, and I can prove it to you.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
There's just like, I mean, I know maybe it's not the best comparison, but I'm looking at Twitch and YouTube. When I see Twitch, I can put not necessarily specific faces, but I can put
it's called
people.
Kappa face.
Right, yeah, exactly. I could put the cap into the face.
It's gray face, no space is actually
no
what
space.
it is. Yeah.
But I can. There are people that I know work at Twitch, and they communicate. They say what they want to, what they're doing.
Yeah.
They had this whole year in review for 2014, which is actually really cool. And I like, even though I have my issues with Twitch with certain things. I don't feel any ill will or lack of will in any way from Twitch. When I see YouTube,
they did all the dankest memes and Vivo videos. They put them all together.
Twitch. Every change that I've seen Twitch do, like I can say with pretty good authority, like 95% of the changes that I've seen of Twitch. Well, yeah, that's obviously a one that is a one-off of like, okay, yeah, that's. They didn't handle that very well. But they beyond that, it's all adding value. They've just added value at every fucking juncture with the service. Like even now, opening it up, like just recently, they added a new thing where they have an entire music section. And this one guy, have you heard of Kyle Landry? Kyle Landry, he was premiered basically on Twitch they had the Twitch music spotlight for him. He got 20,000 viewers just playing the piano, just jamming out on the piano. There's a whole music section now, and there's a creative channel now. So they've gone back on the people making art. People can make art on Twitch now. There's a creative thing that you can hit, you can click, and you can just watch people draw. And it's fucking cool. Like they're just adding more value to their service by doing things like that. I mean, there are certain things that are bad about Twitch, obviously, but there's some things that are bad about anything. But YouTube, it just feels like they haven't added any value to YouTube.
It's like a machine. That's all I see when I say YouTube. I don't see anything else.
It's sad, man.
How did we get so far off of bullshitting on Nintendo? What happened here?
Fuck YouTube, man.
That's the thing is, like, can Nintendo do any of this shit on Twitch? I haven't heard anything about Nintendo shitting on Twitch.
You can stream whatever the fuck you want, Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. Because Twitch will stick up for people and say, like, no, fuck you, Nintendo. Or
they won't stick up for people. They just aren't looking. The VODs, I think, still get you in trouble, don't they? They'll still get muted. They're in the same kind of content ID
pool. Nintendo. Not for Nintendo. No, like they won't just do. No, it's just copyrighted music and stuff. It won't show up with Nintendo.
Yeah,
stuff.
the muting games was one of those things that happened like the first day that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, it was a bad system that they fucked up. And yeah, they fucked that. That was like the biggest fuck up that they've had in a long time, I think. The last major fuck up, I think, was adding that 30-second delay. before that, and that still
They
is a
still
problem.
need to fix that. Like
Yeah.
that's still a huge issue. I don't care. That should be where your resources are going to fix
It
that
really should,
because
yeah,
that
that would be
affects
nice.
every single. It doesn't affect like esports, which is probably why they haven't done anything about it. But it affects every other channel.
Yeah, yeah. That's I mean that's something. That's a major fuck up too. But that's like 2 that I can think of. I can't even think of any other fuck ups that they've done. It's the VOD muting thing.
Intermittent issues of just shit breaking. Like right now, it keeps saying on all my YouTube videos that I'm live when I'm not, and then people go there and then they're upset that I'm not streaming.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
But that could also be YouTube's fault. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be too. But I mean, I guess what I'm saying is the reason that we went on this tangent is because Nintendo can stomp all over us because YouTube just like lies down like a fucking a dog that's being kicked by his Nintendo master. And YouTube's just not doing anything about it.
Your similes are on point.
Yeah, we all know my references are out of control. So, but yeah, no, I don't know. It's just YouTube is just the whipping boy.
And if you want to mess with your dad,
you gotta duct tape
Really
your
didn't
cat
see
down
that
to a
coming.
chair. You gotta duct tape your cat down to a chair. It's like a whoopee cushion.
what the fuck was that?
I don't know what that was actually.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other things that Nintendo's done recently that I want to
It's
talk
been a little
about.
quiet, I think. That's right. They had their last Nintendo Direct, which was just like fucking pointless.
Oh, what was it? I don't even.
There's nothing. There was just nothing.
Is it one of those things where they like hired someone to animate a thing of like Shigeru Miyamoto walking around in a cafeteria for a while, or?
I thought you were gonna say
it's-
catsuit at that first syllable, and I was really hoping that that's what it was.
Dude, that could have happened for the
Shigeru
Mario
Miyamoto in a
announcement.
cat suit, just walking around.
I'd like it. I would fucking watch that.
That would have been their
Nintendo
marketing
Direct.
for Super Mario 3D World, though.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's true. Yeah,
But yeah, their last
Said
Nintendo Direct
that.
was just like they should not have even had it. They showed nothing.
Why
They showed like 5 seconds of the new Xenoblade game, which is every time I see a new video, it looks cooler and cooler.
I saw
But
it. It looked cool to me.
yeah, it just like it keeps looking better. So I'm actually kind of.
I'm not on
getting
that hype
excited.
train. I know a lot of people.
Go watch
really-
the last Nintendo Direct video if you haven't seen that one,
Alright.
because
It's
that
like
one.
weird Monster Hunter in JRPG world, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then you can
it
transform
seems-
into a giant robot, and that's pretty cool.
There's a
but-
robot?
Yeah, you walk
Get
around
mechs.
and do like MMORPG
Oh,
type
I'm
stuff.
not into
and
that.
Well, yeah, and then you can transform into a big Japanese mecha thing and fly around, and that's kind of cool, I guess. But I don't know.
I thought you just wander around on like alien planets and look at shit.
I think
Well,
it's
I
just
bet-
the
I would've
one
been into
planet. I don't think there's multiple planets.
Oh, it looked weird though. It looked
Yeah.
different each time I saw a shot of it.
I think it's just they have a bunch of different environments, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
they
a game that was
had that-
$100 on Wii, and now they're gonna re-release it, and maybe it won't be $100.
Huh.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. People are really
It's, like,
excited about
made.
that. Man, I mean, that's just me. I'm the lone dissenting opinion on that new Xeno whatever game, and it doesn't look that interesting to me. But yeah, people are excited. So
Wait, so you mean like a thing that Nintendo's putting out you're not into?
well, I'm actually
Alright.
into most of Nintendo's IPs. Honestly, like most of the games that they make have they still have Nintendo quality for the most part. I don't.
I don't even know if Nintendo's making that. I don't know who's making that.
It's like a third party under first party publishing. I think Nintendo's publishing it, but they're not developing it first party.
I think it's a big name that's publishing it. Xenoblade Chronicles.
I think it's all the
Blah, blah, blah.
they did all of
Oh,
those games.
sure.
I think. Yeah.
I think it's just Nintendo.
Well, I think Nintendo's
Oh.
publishing it, but I don't think it's first party because it doesn't look Nintendo anyway.
They don't make a lot of like straight up JRPGs.
Oh, it's
these days.
Monolith Soft.
Yeah, Monolith. Okay, yeah. That's
Kind of an oxymoron, isn't it?
Monolith is real hard. I would like it.
Generally,
to see a soft
monoliths are quite hard.
I would look at a soft monolith.
You just want to look at like a big rectangle that's flopped over on the ground.
Yeah, like it's like a jelly monolith. That'd be cool.
Get too close, it'll suck you
Oh,
in.
apparently this company made Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans.
I really wanted to say Attack of the Clones.
That would be awesome. And what are they? Oh my!
Dude, Goku shows up in Star Wars and beats ass. That would be amazing.
This game title is the great. This is like the.
All right, read it up.
This is the.
Oh, I think I
pinnacle-
see what you're talking
the
about.
pinnacle of Japanese game titles. Okay, Super Robot Taisen OG Saga Endless Frontier, and then this is in all caps Exceed. So
I'm gonna click on that.
Yeah, but is it a giant X and then seed SEED?
No, there's an E on the Wikipedia. I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, Rob, this game isn't out yet.
Xseed.
Oh,
Xseed is a
really?
company.
Or it might be. It's just that the Wikipedia article might not have been updated.
I've
I
heard
don't
of the
think it
Robot Tyson series. That's been around for a while.
No, Nick. This is Super Robot Tyson. It's completely
I know.
different.
Super Robot Tyson OG Saga Endless Frontier Exceed.
Yeah.
OG Saga.
Like, do they have one English-speaking guy who could have just made a better title than that, though? Like,
I'm reading this. It sounds hilarious. A sequel to the game titled Super Robot Tyson OG Saga Endless Frontier Exceed has been announced. The game is set between Super Robot Wars Original Generation Gaiden and second Super Robot Wars Original Generation.
Those are very different. Don't get them confused.
Along with them are two new mechs. One is the Archon, a mech based on the, I can't read that word, from Super Robot Wars Compact 3.
Melodia.
Super Robot Wars Compact?
Compact 3.
What about the new trilogy, though? Are you referencing that at all?
It'll follow the adventures of Aladi Nashi and Neijhausen, an elven slash, and this is in quotes, fairy princess from Elfatale.
Elfatale.
Oh man, I bet it's fun though.
Aren't there ideas that we can approach that are like less fragmented than that? Like, you know, like, aren't there stories that we can tell that don't need to go that far away from reality?
I don't know, man.
No offense, I'm just saying, like, come on. It's pretty wild.
All right, I'm looking at the art here for Super Robot Tyson OG Kush Extreme.
Dank memes
Yeah.
edition.
And it's just all of the images. I can't even see any gameplay. It's just a bunch of booby ladies, like just ladies with hilariously, ridiculously sized breasts.
Is it the
wearing
same
nothing.
portrait of them with different backgrounds saying dialogue?
I think so.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god. I just reading this, they keep having to use the title, so the sentences are just impossible to read because the title's so long. Like a drama CD where events in the extra scenarios of Super Robot Tyson Original Generation 2 in Super Robot Wars Original Generations are revealed. I don't remember what the first part of that sentence was.
In legal documents, they usually say, and from this point on, this name will be referred to as Title 1,
Yeah.
and then Title 2, and then they'll just say that, so you can read comprehensible sentences.
Speaking of Title 2, whatchamacallit, fucking what's-his-face, Tom Wheeler, said that the FCC is going to make
Was
the
that your
internet
greatest
Title
segue
2.
of all time?
That was a fantastic segue.
That was
yeah.
fantastic.
I'm a good segue master. I'm the master of segues. I think we all know that. My segues are out of control.
I'm almost a little disappointed because that was so good.
Yeah, it's a good segue. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, but yeah, no, they're gonna try to make the internet Title 2, which is pretty interesting. However, there's a couple of caveats, as there often are. It's still like it's a little bit bad for the internet companies and a lot of good for the consumer, but it's also like still pretty good for the internet companies as well. I don't remember exactly why. I'm trying to find the article, but
I was gonna say, isn't there like no way that's good for them? I don't really understand, but
so there's a couple of aspects to it that make it so that it's totally like a-okay for them. Hold on, let me see if I can find the article. I'm just gonna look at the top this month.
I also thought that this was still being contested, that it hasn't actually been decided one way or the other. They're just trying to make that happen.
Yeah. I think they're trying to... Oh, right, that's another thing. I'm looking at the r/technology, and this is one of the top ones in in the technology. It really shows how little the U.S. government has done to curb the fucking internet companies having obvious trusts and monopolies, essentially. Listen to this. Okay, what would you guys' guess be on Time Warner Cable's profit margin?
Oh, fuck, it's all of it.
How much? Well, like percentage-wise?
98%.
You were one off. It was 97%. 97% profit margin. That means they're paying 3% of what they make on infrastructure, and 97% is fucking profit.
Right, but we got to worry about their network strength because we don't want to overload their network
Yeah,
because they're giving us too many good deals. They might hurt themselves.
People don't need more than like 1 megabit down or something, right? That was one of the I forget who it was. I think it was the Comcast CEO who that's literally what he said to Congress when they brought him in about that kind of stuff. Is he said, yeah, well, the average internet user doesn't use more than like 1 megabit down. So like why should you allow Google to completely destroy us in all these markets? You guys should stop Google from competing. If you just look at
Facebook and you just do email all day, you might only need 1 megabit down.
It's seriously like in the 1900s where like car companies were making cars and like the horse and buggy owners were like, well, people don't really need cars to get around. They don't need to move at 60 miles an hour. They can just move at the regular 10 that a horse and buggy goes. I mean, people don't need that. And technically they would be right in that statement, but also hilariously on the wrong side of history.
Well, and think about the whiplash that could be involved if you start going any faster than 10 or so. Like, people's necks are going to start breaking.
Yeah.
And do you want that on you when they all need to go to the hospital? I didn't think so, Obama.
Oh, okay, here we go. I found the article. So
Thanks, Obama.
Dank memes, Obama.
Tank memes, Obama.
What if Obama was just the meme master, and every time he did a speech, it was just full of dank memes?
Or maybe in 30 years we'll find out it was full of dank memes and we just didn't figure them out yet.
This is something else that he said that's actually really interesting, and this is something that is totally good for the consumer, really bad for the internet service providers. That mobile stuff is bundled in. It's bundled in now. So no throttling fast lanes may apply to mobile as well. So they've bundled.
So data counts as data now, not special data that goes for mobile phones that is somehow 400 times more valuable than normal data.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know the difference between data and special data, Nick. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's like about
I always thought that was so fucked. I never understood, like, why is it special data for your phone? It's the same network. It's basically just Wi-Fi.
Yeah. It's
just longer range Wi-Fi that they control.
Born, with a few extra perks and other data, and we must separate them as such.
I know it's not a big truck, and I can't go dumping things on it, but for God's sake, it's just silly.
A dump truck joke?
Oh, that I think that's what it was. I'm trying to find the guy. I'm trying to find the guy who's talking about why it's okay for them. While they're doing this stuff, which is obviously, good for the consumer, bad for the ISPs, they're not going to break up the merger. They're not going to break up the trust, and they're not going to break up the virtual monopolies. So while you're going to have better service, or at least this is what he's proposing, so it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen. This could completely be political points, and he's not actually going to do any of these things. But anyway, like, they're not going to stop the monopoly, so they're still going to run without competition in all the markets that they're already in.
Right.
Which, here's another thing that's crazy to me. This is crazy to me that people are okay with this. Or, I mean, I guess people aren't okay with this, but it's amazing that politics just don't give a shit what people want.
They don't understand.
Yeah, well, they do understand. They're just getting paid. But here the thing that doesn't make sense to me is when they were talking about the Comcast Time Warner merger, right? And they brought the CEO in to basically talk to Congress about it. The guy literally fucking said, and I'm not exaggerating here, he said, well, the merger won't be a monopoly because Time Warner and Comcast have agreed not to compete in certain markets. That's against the law! That's super duper against the law! You walk into Congress and you're like, oh yeah, well, we're breaking the fucking law here by agreeing to not compete. Like, what world is this?
I need that to be a sound clip for like a soundboard, because that was perfect. That's against the law.
It's super duper.
It had a
law.
Slightly siren-like quality at some points in there.
There are fucking, like, we have so many laws for this very reason, so that this kind of shit can't happen, where like you can't have two companies agree to not compete because there's obviously a huge conflict of fucking interest, and there's obviously a huge detriment to consumers. That is the definition of not capitalism. The whole point of, like, everybody talks about, like, the free market and all this bullshit and how we have to save the free market. Well, that means that fucking companies need to compete. Because if they don't...
No, those are too big to fail, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. But if they don't compete, then here's what happens. Time Warner Cable can have a fucking 97% profit margin. That's absurd.
Yeah, Rob, but it's not 96. So
how do you do devil's advocate for that, what you just said? I'm trying to think really hard about how you would say that that's okay.
Considering they are the devil, you'd actually be playing devil's advocate at that point.
They worked real hard to set up that infrastructure, so now they reap the benefits? Is that the argument?
No, that actually is a totally legitimate argument, actually. So one of the things that people are upset about is part of the reason that new companies can't compete with them is because they have set up all the lines, right? So if a new internet company wants to compete, they have to set up their own lines because they can't plug into Time Warner's or Comcast.
But they don't let them.
Right.
They don't let them set up other lines.
Yeah, right. That's not allowed. Now, here's the thing, though. There is precedent for that. Okay, so AT&T, right? A couple years ago, when AT&T was way too big, they separated it into 7 other companies, and they said they can use their lines to create to form their own infrastructure and make their own company so that there's competition. So there's precedent for that happening, right? But yeah, that's a good devil's advocate argument. Like, they paid for making all this infrastructure, and they should be able to reap the benefits of it. And okay, sure, yeah, maybe. But the thing is, if it becomes Title II, then essentially what Title II means is internet becomes a utility, right? So
the government
it's essentially
owns the lines, then.
Right. So it's saying that it's like with electricity, right? Eventually that just became a utility, so that everyone should expect to have electricity. Same with television. Many years ago. Initially it was private, and then they had the public stuff, right? Because it became a utility. So that's essentially what they're trying to do now, or at least what he's proposing that they may do is make it Title II, so that it basically becomes a utility, which it should be. I think
they've gotten to the point where they pretty much require you to have internet to, like, go to college or file your taxes. Like, I mean, you can still do it without it, but, like, come on, at this point, you need it.
Yeah, you do.
So if you're trying to become a better person or live in the society functionally, you need internet. They need to facilitate that to be possible in a way that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't understand the argument for the contrary at all, other than money.
This is the funniest part, is that Comcast and Time Warner are going to Congress saying, like, shut down Google, don't let them bring in Google Fiber, because we can't compete with them.
Why does that make any sense that you can say that?
I don't know. But, like, it's literally... I mean, that was like with... there's precedent for that, too. Because when Google Maps first aired as a free thing, actually, Sergey Brin made a really cheeky comment about it, too. Where like, MapQuest and all those other map sites that you had to pay for, they went to Congress and they were like, hey, guys, we can't compete. They have a better service and they offer it for free. And, like, Sergey Brin's like, yeah, that's true. Suck it. I mean, that's not exactly what he said.
Suck it, nerd.
But that's essentially what he said. He was like,
then he slapped his balls with his hands and just rode off into the sunset on his motorcycle.
Yeah, and all those companies
he should have checked the box that says wrecked.
Yeah, pretty much.
He just has a clipboard with 2 checkboxes.
Wrecked, not wrecked. Yeah. I choose wrecked.
So
turn it around.
So Google is trying to do that very same thing again. You know, Google, that's the other thing about the Google Fiber is, I don't know if they're going to stay with this idea, but when it was initially announced as what they were trying to do, is that they were going to offer, they're going to offer a preliminary service for free. Like, you can just have it. Yeah, 5 megabit down for free. Which, by the way, I've been looking for internet service providers with Mall, and under Comcast, you know how much 5 megabit down is?
Like $40.
Yeah, $30. I think it's like $30 or $40 a month.
Yeah,
Google would give that to you.
That's what my internet was before I upgraded it. It was the 5 down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I paid $90 for 50, and I don't get 50.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing is I noticed that they say that now on their websites. Is they say up to 6 megabits per second instead of you get 6 megabits per second. because
there's no guarantee of any service, really.
Yeah. Which is amazing that that's allowed too. That they're like, yeah, it could be up to 6. You could get like, 0.5, but
0.
But it's up to 6.
They could just actually just turn it off.
That's honestly like 99-cent stores in New York City. This is a thing that, like, when I went out to California, there's like a whole chain of this thing called the dollar store. And you know what? When you go into the fucking dollar store, everything costs a goddamn dollar. In New York City, however, all 99-cent stores say 99-cent store, and then in a little tiny little text just below it, it says "and up." So, like, it's like the minimum that you're gonna pay for something is 99 cents, and then everything else is that or more. Which is like, well, why the fuck do you have a 99 fucking cents? Your store is worse than other stores who have stuff for less than 99 cents.
What's great, too, is you can be in a situation where maybe you just moved to a new apartment or you just moved to a new house or whatever, and you call Time Warner up to be, to get your shit set up, to get your internet going and whatever. And then you end up in the situation where you paid for, maybe the minimum package or something, 5 down, and then you call them and it's like, well, it's not performing the way I wanted. And then they'll be like, oh, yeah, you're in a brown zone or something. Like, they'll just say a word. They'll make up a term. I don't know if maybe they have their own terminology for this type of thing, but maybe you're just geographically in a poor position to receive full-strength signal. And then they'll reset your box a couple of times because they're real good at doing that.
Yeah.
But then they'll get to a point where they're like, well, that's what it is. Take it or leave it. We can't help you anymore. And you're in a brown zone. Like, that's it.
Sucks
you're done.
to be you.
You better move.
Yeah. It seriously reminds me of the South Park thing, where it's like, oh, you can't have internet service? Oh, why don't you go to the other internet providers? Oh, wait, you can't because we're the only ones? Oh, that's
They're rubbing their nipples while they say that.
They have little flaps for their
flaps.
nipples so that they can rub
They're
their
Velcro
nipples
so they can pop open really easily.
Oh, man. It is hilarious how
I think
bad.
in the end, really, just fuck Nintendo. I mean...
And you know what's great about it is the politicians in America give 0 shits, none at all. They only care about who's giving the campaign contributions. This is something that I read recently. This happened a couple of years ago. So there was a vote. There was a vote on something having to do with tobacco. That's what it was. It was with tobacco, right? And and the vote was about to happen. So what they did is they got one of the politicians to, just before the vote, in the fucking House of Representatives, on the floor, when they were about to vote, fucking John Boehner walks around with checks from tobacco companies and hands them out to congresspeople. That is a thing that actually fucking happened. That happened! For real!
That's like a farcical parody that you would see in a movie that's like super high exaggerated levels of like, how silly of a situation can we come up with to show corruption in satire form?
It's just like, how did it get
That's like
so
Anchorman.
bad?
That's
really
basically
is.
Anchorman IRL levels of silly.
It's crazy. It's insane. I can't even... It's amazing how corrupt the government is now. It's ridiculous. And that's the thing, too, is the apologists will say, well, it's not corruption, they're campaign contributions. That's legal. Well, so what if it's fucking legal? Slavery was legal.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob, really?
It was! Doesn't make it right?
Yeah, I mean, morals are relative, and I think we kind of forget that sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It's frustrating. It's a frustrating world.
Really, really uplifting bunch of stuff we just talked about.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, sometimes you gotta talk about the tough stuff. The rough, tough stuff.
The rough, tough, and tumble stuff.
It didn't rhyme.
It didn't have to rhyme.
It did, though. It was
I don't think that was the rule.
I made that rule.
Oh, by the way, on my video, we're now at 60 frames per second because this new fucking beastly Stormtrooper computer can do that. So that's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
you'll really notice it with the fluid card animations. But,
You can see the smoke moving across the bottom of the title screen really fluidly.
It's 60 frames per second. How amazing is that?
Smoke. Look at it.
I'm turned on.
Good thing
by
you got
how
that
frames.
fast Time Warner cable internet so you can upload it all.
Yeah, that'll take.
You're doubling the amount of data that video is,
It's actually hilarious, though, isn't it? That You know, we had shit connections in America for such a long time, where Europe would always make fun of us, right? Like any European friends you would have would just be like, "Oh yeah, you have your 5 megabit down. Well, I'm getting 150,
37 teraflops."
Yeah, exactly. And then as soon as fucking, like, I remember that happening as soon as Google Fiber was announced, as they were like actually doing stuff with it. Like a month later, Time Warner's like, "Hey, we're giving you a free upgrade to a 150 gigabit down connection." Oh, really? Or I mean, 150, not for gigabit, but 150 megabit down connection. Like, oh, really? I thought you didn't have the infrastructure. You guys must have really worked your ass off to fucking get that shit in the ground as quickly as possible.
That shit.
I'm still waiting, actually. They said mine would be ready in October. It's February now.
Really?
I asked them
they
the
meant
other day,
October
too.
of next year.
No, they meant last year. I actually asked them recently. They're like, "Yeah, it's still not done." Most of the city should have it, though. So, Rob, you might have it.
No, I do. I'm on the 150 megabit down connection, yeah.
It's 300 down, though.
Is it?
And 20 up. 300 down, 20 up you should have now. If you're paying for the top tier internet, which is what I have, you should be getting 320.
I am doing that, yeah.
So call them, because
I should,
you're getting fucked over.
Well, I know, because they don't tell you about that either. Like
they said they'd send you a letter in the mail when you get that upgrade, and I'm assuming you didn't get a letter in the mail.
I'm sure it's like a little tiny subscript at the bottom of a bill.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
Tip them.
I don't know, man.
Well, they said you might have to bring back your router, because they only
yeah.
make routers that are able to deliver what is the moment.
Yeah.
You know?
That, you know, it's just hilarious how poorly those companies are run. You know, like they said, I think Time Warner was voted the worst company in America, right? Like, or the most evil company. That's what it was.
It was every list that has to do with that. It's them and
EA.
Comcast.
Them and Comcast. Well, no, EA's gone now. It's not EA anymore. It's now Comcast and Time Warner. And you know what's hilarious about that is that, like, now that they actually have to compete, like that's what's amazing about this, because this is the example of what capitalism is supposed to be. Because they're not even competing with Google yet. It is the threat of competition that they're blowing, like, they're fucking tossing megabytes out the window at us. Just the threat of competition to try to give us some sort of semblance of brand loyalty, as if we will ever have that. Just like, hey, you guys remember, we're actually really good. Don't go to Google when they come around and give you a way better service for way lower price.
Remember when we gave you those megabytes? You know, there's 10 of them.
They have to understand that if you treat your customers like shit, you don't get loyalty as the other side of that coin.
Well,
10.
that's the thing.
They gave you 10.
They didn't.
You want more than 10?
They never had to compete before. No company had the money to compete with them, and that's what they sat on. They sat on the ability, because the only people that can compete with Time Warner and Comcast are Comcast and Time Warner, and they've agreed Comcast, and they have agreed they've agreed to not compete, so they don't have to worry. Or they didn't have to worry, but now the threat of competition is making them upgrade their service.
I can do 15. Is 15 more?
It's so sad that we've, like, dehumanized people coming from a corporate perspective, that, like, all it is literally just numbers. Like, there is no life or, like, world or interaction. It's just economy for them. That's all they see.
Yeah.
And, like, where does the conscience thing ever enter these people's minds? Right?
When you get paid like
how do you disassociate to that degree? Is it you just create a world around you because you have so much money?
The yacht. I think once you get on the yacht and like you like
everything's legal in certain parts of the ocean.
I mean, so when you can get away with it, why would they care? They can get away with it just fine. So why would they care? I mean, honestly, that's just a psychological thing. Like,
I have a conscience that isn't going to go away no matter how much money I get. I'm positive of that.
You say that, but there's significant psychological studies that would say that's not entirely true.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I have more faith in myself than studies, to be honest.
Well, there's the Yale prison experiment. That's a good read.
I haven't been on the other side of it, so I can't say that I 100% disagree, but I really think that I know myself enough to say, but you know, you might be right. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just so...
Raven?
The thing about it is that's what the government's for. The government is supposed to curb this kind of thing and make sure that there's a balanced economy. They're just not doing that anymore.
There's just only so much money that anyone needs. You know, after everything you want and can even think of is done, it's just numbers going into a bank account that it doesn't even mean anything anymore.
I mean, we've
right?
all played Cookie
You've
Clicker.
beaten the game.
We've
You've beaten the game.
We've all played Cookie Clicker, right? After a point, it's just a scoring system. It's just points. You're just racking up points. Like, a person with $1 billion doesn't need another $1 billion, right? Like, he can buy whatever he wants. If he wants anything, he can buy it. Anything on Earth. But after a while, I'm sure it's just like a high score. It's competing with other billionaires.
I know the difference between reality and video games, though, and it's not points when that $1 billion can, like, make thousands of people able to live better lives and eat, right? That's such an easy call to make.
Yeah.
Even if you want to just be a capitalist, you could be venture capitalism, spending money towards creating new businesses that might come back to help you in the end, right? You could be encouraging innovation instead of just hoarding money.
Doesn't Bill Gates give a vast majority of his earnings away?
Yeah. A lot of companies do that. I mean, you could look at, like, Amazon. Amazon just buys properties that like, you know, maybe they pay off in the future. Right. Actually, a lot of the new entrepreneurs of the modern age, that's what they do. Like, you look at Facebook, they just bought Oculus Rift, right? I mean, that does not link up with Facebook at all, right? But it's something that could make money in the future, so they're buying it and supporting it. I mean, it's the same with Amazon. Amazon buys like 1 million billion different companies. Amazon is a weird example, though, because Amazon is super duper in the red always, and that's their business strategy, is to always be in the red. Like, they're just not making money ever, because they can sell it that way. Like, they can sell it to investors being like, hey, all this shit is gonna make money eventually. We're just gonna tank, like... We're just gonna eat costs everywhere.
I don't really understand that strategy.
It's weird, but I mean, it's currently working out for them. So
I hope so, because they own Twitch.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
You know, my employer.
Yeah.
AKA, well, my other employer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they just do that. I mean, that's like their. This is actually something interesting too. If you guys ever buy things from Amazon, just type in if you
tell us about the
smile. Go, type in smile.amazon.com instead, and what it does is it doesn't cost you any more money. Anything that you buy, 1% of it will go to a charity of your choice. They have suggested charities, but you can put in any charity that you want, and 1% of your purchase will go to that charity. And Amazon just eats the cost. They just eat that.
Right.
And in fact, if you use it one time, next time you make a purchase, they'll remind you, like, hey, do you want to use Smile? Do you want 1% of whatever you buy go to a charity? So they encourage you to basically take money away from them, which is amazing. It's funny. A lot of companies, I think, a lot of these new businesses are maybe learning or maybe showing for the first time that, you know, goodwill is actually pretty good for business. It turns out...
not only is it good for business, but the world we live on needs more of it.
Yeah, yeah. And there's another thing, too, is that there's a bunch of studies that have been coming out that are, like, I think a reasoning adult could make this, like, could hear it and be like, well, yeah, no shit. But apparently, if you treat your employees well, they are entirely more efficient. And that's something that, like, Google and Amazon and all those new startup companies, that's what they do. They have the fucking lounges and the spas. They'll actually work more for you if you provide them in a leisurely environment or a company that
they'll be loyal.
Yeah, and they'll be loyal. They'll stick around.
So where's the downside to that? And also, we don't even need to go that far to go, do you just want to live in a world where people are happy? Or would you rather just rule over them as a tyrant?
Most people would probably choose the latter, honestly.
I can't understand that line of thinking. I just want everybody to be happy.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I know how good it feels to be happy and how shitty it feels to be depressed, and I don't want the depression part anymore for me or anyone else.
Yeah.
And if you have the kind of power that comes with billions of dollars, you can make a lot of good in a lot of people's lives. And you're just disconnected from reality if you don't realize that.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people do. A lot of people do that. You know, like Bill Gates. He's a good example.
I just wish everybody got it. I don't understand how anyone doesn't get it. Too much entitlement, too much greed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not enough of that dank cash.
That's what the economic model that we use breeds.
I feel like we should just run our businesses off of dank memes now and use that as our currency.
I mean, that's basically Reddit's economic model.
Dank memes?
Yeah, just run on dank memes.
Like, I got an email from the Prevent Cancer Foundation today because I donated for AGDQ, and, like, I just remember, I was like, this is the greatest thing that this happened.
Mm-hmm.
We raised, like, what, $1.5 million because people can play video games quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is an industry that honestly doesn't have the money or power, but levied it to create it.
Mm-hmm.
All of those individual people don't have billions of dollars, but they created a situation where money came.
Yep.
And they used it for good. And, like, I would really love to see cancer cured and AIDS cured and Alzheimer's cured and any one of those things.
Yeah.
And people have the ability to speed up technology drastically. But instead, they just choose to keep it in a bank account where it does nothing good.
It's because, you know, it's like the typewriter, right?
Yeah, I know this. I know where you're going with this, yeah.
All the companies that made books when the typewriter came out by handwriting the books tried to do the same thing that internet providers are doing now with they're competing with Google and car companies did when when they were making public transit infrastructure in all major cities. The thing is, when you have all the money and the power, and there's obviously a better product that has been created due to technology, they just try to hold it down and hold it back, and that holds back our species, honestly, is that mentality.
And technology progresses exponentially, and it feels like the separation of money has also progressed nearly exponentially at this point. So if those two things could just line up, you know, who knows where the fuck we'd be at this point.
Yeah.
So, like, how many people have to die for people to just stop being so greedy? Like, are these people that monolithic and self-important that they don't get that people are actually dying in real life right now?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's like that, there's like a war adage thing where, you know, it's easier to push a button and shoot a rocket than it is to, you know, stab a guy, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing, right? It's like, it's like a dehumanization to a large degree.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it, yeah.
Yeah, it's depersonifying people and just making them numbers instead. So, yeah, you know.
Got pretty fucking deep here, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm tired of being numbers all the time. Everybody doesn't need to be numbers anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We can be dank memes. I mean,
We could be
it's a
dank
lot of
memes.
character.
Well, we are at an hour and 7 minutes.
Oh god, I thought we were way farther than that. Jeez.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Pretty good first Magic episode back, I think.
Yeah.
You know, half an hour of Magic, I guess a half an hour of shitting on Nintendo and YouTube and the United
world.
States economy.
We upgraded.
Yeah. Although,
It's like our internet.
and I want to continue that thing that we were doing where we read out people's comments. So if you guys,
Yeah, you got any?
honestly, if you have dissenting opinions or like valid counterpoints to any things that we've said, of the things that we've been frustrated with, things that I may not fully comprehend, because I mean, you know, I'm not I don't. My knowledge of economics comes a lot from Dennis and a lot from personal reading, but maybe there's valid reasons for a lot of the things that we're frustrated about, and we'd like to hear them. And we will read out your comments on the next Magic video, so be sure to tell us your thoughts and all that.
I think that's
Yeah.
a good one.
I think that's a valid thing to say. I would definitely love to hear from you guys as long as we keep things reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to see anybody calling each other awful names in the comments is what I mean.
Yes, agreed.
If you have a disagreement, you know, so be it, but, you know, be respectful. That's
Yeah,
all.
definitely.
All of you should post that the person above you is an absolute piece of garbage, and just go with that.
Don't listen to him.
That way, the first person who comments isn't the only one who isn't a piece of garbage.
You're being like the Joker right now. Why you gotta paint your face like the Joker, bro?
Some people just like to watch the world burn. It's my Michael
Couldn't have used
Caine.
Bane for that, huh?
Nah, I was trying to Michael
Nick,
Caine
can I hear
it.
your Bane impression again?
Michael Bane.
Michael
Bane.
Bane. They should have just got Michael Caine to play Bane. That would have been fucking
Michael
great.
Caine
No, it's
is
Michael Bay. Michael Bane.
Oh, Michael. Oh, I see.
Michael Bane.
What if they
Michael
just did like a
Bane.
Dragon Ball Z fusion of Michael Caine and Michael Bay, and it becomes Michael
my
Bane?
God.
I know.
It would just explode.
Yeah. They would.
Oh my God.
easily
Because it's
become-
Michael Bay.
Yeah, Michael
its
Bane.
explosions.
Right. Yeah.
And
that too.
next time, can we give proper due diligence to talking about what if DBZ and Star Wars merged? Because I really want to talk about that.
Oh, that'd be cool. Well, Goku would just like destroy. He could fucking.
That's
destroy
exactly what I
planets.
wanted to say.
Yeah.
You just said it.
I mean, like,
Well,
the
there you
Death
go.
Star is great and
Shelve
all, and
that
it can
conversation.
destroy a planet, but I mean, Goku can too, so, you know, whatever.
Goku can.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine Darth Vader though with like Frieza powers.
New Dragon Ball Z movie coming out, by the way.
The movie?
Dragon
Are
Ball
you
Z
sure about
universe.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Movie?
Yeah, new movie.
You mean game?
Game.
Well, yeah, there is a game, but there's also a new
Oh,
Dragon Ball Z movie coming out as well.
Oh.
Didn't the old last one suck?
The last movie?
Yeah, everyone was all hyped about it and it sucked.
Like the Tree of Agony. or
I
something,
watched it. It wasn't great. They had like this weird thing where like there's like a new form of Super Saiyan called a Super Saiyan God, where Goku gets like red hair and stuff and fights a
right? Red?
yeah, and he fights a cat. He fights this God cat. who,
Okay,
like-
wait. So it goes from brunette to blonde to redhead.
Yeah.
Well, no, Super Saiyan 4 is red, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but that's not canon, Austin. I mean, come on now.
Fucking go. Thanks for watching.
GT is not
fucking-
canon, all right? Very important. This is the
G
most
all over your
important thing
teeth,
that
you
we've
know what I'm
said
saying?
all episode. GT is not canon, okay? Which is weird, by the way, because I don't know if the movies are canon. Actually, I'm not gonna start this rant because I could go on for a long time.
Yeah, we don't want to
He
get in that
sucks.
universe.
Yeah, but okay, that's actually what I wanted to say. The new movie that they're coming out with, Frieza's back, baby.
But he got
he's
got
not-
cut in half. I call
He's
it
not back.
He's back again.
No way
Frieza's
he's back.
back.
That makes no sense.
Tell a friend.
Well, no, it got cut in half
Frieza's
and then
back,
he exploded,
Frieza's
right?
back,
He
Frieza's
exploded.
Cut
the
in
second
half,
time.
then exploded.
Yeah.
An
Well, in fairness, I mean, not to spoil anything here, but this is a spoiler. He did come back after that part.
Did he?
and-
Did he
well-
explode again?
He
Well-
came back as an arm floating in space with like a half a torso, I remember.
Yeah, right. And then he became Mecha Frieza, and then he got chopped up a bunch again, and then exploded. So
Okay, well, I think he's officially exploded.
He's
yeah.
dead. This movie you're telling us didn't happen.
I think what the story is that he somehow breaks out of hell to fight Goku.
There's
again.
a hell.
Yeah. There's hell.
Yeah,
I
if you
can't,
fall
I
off
can't
Snake
handle
Well,
this right now. Let's
Snake
get in
Way.
DBZ in the next episode.
Yeah.
This is too much.
What
Right,
it's
if
called?
you fall off Snake Way,
Yeah. It's
you go to hell.
The home of extreme losers or something is
the
what it-
Homestar Runner.
Is that
Yeah.
that sounds like an ABC game
it's an,
show?
It's an acronym. Yeah, it's good.
There's silly
Oh,
demons
it's-
down there that like helped Goku jump back up to Snake Way.
Yeah. And then
Oh, you were trying to make a hell acronym, but you only got one L.
no, well that's what the I don't remember exactly what the acronym is in the show, but it's something.
You weren't
Something
just.
like that.
I thought you were just trying to like.
No, it's like for real. Like there's a hell, and that's where all the bad guys go.
I wasn't joking either.
Yeah. None of us were joking.
None of us are joking.
We don't joke here on the Magic Podcast.
But if you really want to mislead your dad,
Mondays and Fridays, new episodes of Magic.
see y'all soon, everybody.
See ya. This is Alpaca Patrol signing out. Peace, fools.
Oh my God, Robert.